first, it was just a viral outbreak in China. Then, it spread. And before long, the COVID-19 pandemic was wreaking havoc on not only healthcare systems, but economies around the world. Singapore's SMEs were not spared.
We started to see resignations from our Chinese staff and even from our Malaysian staff. They felt that they wanted to be home with their family.
The government announced that it would be DORSCON orange. After that, it was really scary because sales dropped like 80%.
The factories are shutting down. The logistics, the shipments are affected.
So I was looking at financials every single day and trying to figure out how do we continue paying our staff.
But even as these businesses took a beating, they hung on, and what's more, joined the fight against the pandemic. Another entrepreneur who was looking forward to more growth in 2020 was K.E. Tan. His company, Okada Ecotech, produces a multi-purpose pesticide-cum-disinfectant that's environment and human-friendly. K.E. had bought over the company from founder Okada Keisuke in 2009. But things weren't smooth sailing for the new boss then.
After I took over, everybody just disappeared. I know it's not making money, but I didn't realize that bad. Because by end of 2009, the losses is more than 300,000 Sing, with a turnover of only about $500,000. I freeze all the salary, like my salary and director fees and things like that for almost 3 years without any income.
To get the flagging business back on track, K.E. realized he had to rebrand his product.
You need to let the consumer aware of the value that they are buying.
But his ideas for rebranding were not supported by shareholders.
Our product has its own value. We are not selling insecticide. We are selling this insecticide, disinfectant, fungicide, deodorizer, ovicide, larvicide, and water-based. On top of that is plant growth enhancer. It's very safe in the environment. I have to raise the price. The shareholders and disagree with me, basically. So after arguing for 3 months, I told my shareholders, I told my directors, look, I'm still the MD, I'm still the majority shareholders. It's enough. I mean, I'm responsible for it. So after that, I approached the reseller, people like NTUC and things like that. But they gave us a very strict condition. You're allowed to list here. But if your sales is below 200 cans a month for consecutively 2 months, we will take your product out from the shelf. So I say, okay, I accept it. I just need a chance, opportunity to show that this product can sell by itself.
And he succeeded. More than 25,000 bottles were sold in the first year, and since then, Okada Ecotech has been growing.
Over the years, our cash flow has improved. I was looking to buy over factories.
While most companies were facing sharp drops in revenue, Okada Ecotech's business was booming. The COVID-19 pandemic led to a huge increase in demand for sanitation products like theirs. But just as demand for their product increased, K.E. had to deal with an expiring lease and the consequent move to another factory.
It's basically had to catch up because during relocation, we cannot produce. We had to dismantle the equipment into pieces, and then we have to move over here and reinstall it and reconnect it and all that. It takes time.
This new factory, we need to organize a bit because all the goods has been laying around.
To prepare for the move, they had produced 3 months' worth of supplies, but it wasn't nearly enough to meet the new demand generated by COVID-19.
Hi boss, we just received order from NTUC, so we need to prepare our stocks very urgently.
Okay. Check whether we have enough raw material and work out with the workers.
Okay.
There's a surge in demand, not only for domestic market, also for our overseas market. My reseller in overseas were very concerned. They also worried that Singapore will close out their borders. They want to buy in advance. Instead of, for example, every month they are buying 3,000 liters. Suddenly they say, I need 12,000 liters now. We do not have enough raw material because our raw material is basically plant-based. We do stock a lot to make sure that it is fresh. And we are in the midst of relocating the factory. It's crazy. I mean, the pressure is tremendous. Hey, when can you deliver my supply, my raw material? 1 month, too late, 1 month, cannot, I need it. During this pandemic, everybody must have sacrificed. My raw material has gone up, my logistic cost has gone up. So, and we do not want to increase the price. So I told my reseller, I need to, not much, few percent, just to make sure that everybody go fast during this period.
In order to fulfill the extra orders amid the disruption, KE ramped up his production by having factory floor staff working overtime.
When there is a lot of work in the production, I go down and help out. At that time, we need more staff, but we can't engage, we can't employ anybody. We were talking to a local employment agency, thinking that some of the factory has been closed. Some of the staff remain in Singapore, they might want to work here. But apparently, we couldn't find a suitable one.
Malaysian Lucas Wang has been with the company for the past 6 years. When the Malaysian government announced a movement control order in March, the new father panicked.
COVID 之前，我是每个星期五我都会回去陪我的家人，我的宝宝9个月大。就是为了陪他们，所以无论多辛苦都要回去啊。在马来西亚政府宣布行动管制令的时候，其实心里蛮挣扎的，是要留在马来西亚还是要留在新加坡呢
I told him that whatever decision you make, I'll support you. I understand. I mean, family must be the first priority. And also, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. But we are always here for you. When you go back, we'll pay for your leave. We'll give you at least 1 week off.
经济方面就只剩下我一个，所以第一重点就是经济方面的考量。那第二就是考虑到公司，在这段困难的时候，其实谁也不容易，包括我的老板，包括公司，所以我留下来，我是希望可以帮得到公司，跟公司一起度过这个难关。我非常想念我的家人，所以每天只能通过视频。看看他们，跟他们沟通。哎，浩浩，哎，你还记得爸爸吗？3个多月没看到我了。
Economically, COVID-19 has spared few. Strong leadership will be needed to pilot through the storm ahead. COVID-19 has significantly impacted economic activity worldwide. According to the International Monetary Fund, the global economy is expected to shrink by around 5% in 2020. Companies have to rethink in order to survive the chaos created by the pandemic. Masks are just one weapon in the battle with COVID-19. Disinfectants are another. In May 2020, KE repackaged its multi-purpose solution into a purely disinfecting product called BioX Cleanse. As a pesticide-free alternative, BioX Cleanse is sold at a lower price compared to other Okada Ecotech products.
So for this pandemic that is affecting everybody, I want to make my product more affordable. I have to take away some component like the insecticide, the ingredient, so that I can lower the cost.
And KE hopes to come up with a longer-term solution to help curb the spread of the virus.
So in order to eliminate, to control the spread of the bacteria and viruses, the best thing is to have a humidifier emitting the mist into the environment. Then at least we can have a more normal conversation without covering our mouth all the time. It needs to be proven that it is safe. So we need to carry out, the test is called repeat dosage of inhalation, whether you, in the long term, whether you affect your nose, your lung, and things like that. We have found some labs in Europe. We are still negotiating.
These local SMEs have been innovative in keeping their businesses up and running. But beyond that, they are also stepping up to support their communities. Okada Ecotech was also part of the war against the coronavirus.
We are here today to give away our product to this charity event. The organizing committee, Keeping Hope Alive, is helping to clean up senior citizens here, because a lot of them are left alone during this pandemic period, and no one is allowed to come and see them and things like that. So right now, the entire unit apartment is quite unclean. So what they do is that to help all those old folks to clean up the environment. During phase 1, we have contributed to the Salvation Army and also the Senior Daycare Center as well. Right now we are in the phase 2, and this is a critical time actually, because there is a concern that the second wave of pandemic is happening everywhere in other countries as well. So in order to ensure that there is no outbreak during this phase 2, we need to make sure the environment is sanitized, the diseases are not spread from one community to another community.